Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum students. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to our 18 online class of contemporary taxation. As you know, we are studying the chapter for preliminary. आज हम इसको आगे कंटिन्यू करेंगे और इंशाल्लाह आज इस चैप्टर को हम कंप्लीट करके नेक्स्ट स्टार्ट करेंगे। तो हमने पहले रेजिडेंटल पढ़ा था। अब हम पढ़ेंगे रेजिडेंटल पर्सन। रेजिडेंटल पर्सन क्या होता है? Residential person mean a person shall be resident person of Pakistan for a taxpayer if the person is resident individual and resident company or resident AOP for the year or the federal government. It means the person shall be resident person for a tax year if the person is resident individual and resident association of the person for the year. Next one is the resident taxpayer. Resident taxpayer is mean the mean a taxpayer who is resident person. यहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन भी आपका बन सकता है, व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन रेजिडेंट और नॉन रेजिडेंट पर्सन. Resident person AOP in Pakistan, while its control and management is not in Pakistan wholly and partially. The individual resident in Pakistan for a period of 185 days. However, its stay in Pakistan was not continuous. The company incorporated in Pakistan. Next one is the royalty. Royalty means amount paid and payable as a consider for the use of a right to use any patent, invention, design or model, secret formula or processing, trademark and other than the property or rights, the supply of any technical, industrial, commercial and the scientific knowledge, experience or skills, the use of or right to use any industrial, commercial and specific equipment, and the supply of any assistance that is subsidiary to and furnished as a means of enabling the application or employment for any such property or rights, and the disposable for any property or rights. Next one is the salary. A salary means an amount received by a person for any employment, whether to revenue or capital nature. And next one is the schedule. Schedule means the menu schedule to the ordinance. The schedule is as scheduled or as good as the part of the status, and it is wrong to assume that the case of conflict between state and schedule and the latter with the prevail. In fact, in case of such conflict, approaches is to the adopt by the counters. Next one is the securitization. Is defined as the asset-backed securitization rule 1999, mean the process whereby the special purpose vehicle rise fund by issues for the team finance certificate or any other instrument with the approval of the commission for such purpose as and use such fund by making and permanent to the originator, and through such process require the title, property or rights in the receivable and other asset in the form of actionable claim. Next one in the share. Share is a relation to a company include mudarba certificate and the interest for a beneficiary in a trust. Mean an exclusive definition which is distinct to the ordinary means by the expressions. Share include mudarba certificate and other interest of a beneficiary in a trust, including unit trust. And the aim in is to bring those categories as par at par with the shareholder of company as far as taxation of distribution of profit by the mudarba and unit trust is concerned. Next one is the शेयर होल्डर. पहले था शेयर क्या होता है, नेक्स्ट वन शेयर होल्डर क्या होते हैं. द शेयर होल्डर इज द रिलेशन ऑफ कंपनी इंक्लूड मुदारबा सर्टिफिकेट होल्डर एंड यूनिट होल्डर फॉर द यूनिट ट्रस्ट एंड अ beneficiary of trust. Since this is an exclusive definition of all other shareholder automatically fall under its meaning. Next one is the small company. Small company means many companies are registered on after 2005 1st July 2005 के बाद under the Companies Ordinance 1984 which has paid capital plus undistributed reserve not exceeded for मतलब जिनका रिजर्व जो है जिनका रिजर्व जो है जो एक्सीड ना करे 50 मिलियन से and an employee not exceed 250 at any time during this year and annual turnover not exceed 250 मिलियन के. जो स्मॉल कंपनीज है जिनका टर्नओवर जो है वो 250 मिलियन से एक्सीड ना करे एंड नॉट फॉर्म बाय द स्प्लिटिंग up or the reconstitution of company already in existence. Speculation business means the business in which the contract for the purchase or sale of any commodity include stock on share periodically and ultimately. Next one is the tax. Tax means tax imposed and include any penalty, fee and other charges or any sum and amount levied by or payable under this ordinance. Some charges and or any sum or amount under this ordinance. Next one is the taxable income. Taxable income क्या होता है? Taxable income means a person for tax year shall be total amount of person total income of the person for the year reduced but not below the zero. ऐसी बात है जिसके पास बिल्कुल इनकम नहीं होगा उसको तो कोई टैक्स नहीं होगा. By the total of any deductible allowance under of the person of the year. Next one is the taxpayer. Taxpayer means any person who drive an amount chargeable to tax under the ordinance and which include any person who is required to detect and collect tax or any person who is required to who drive amount of chargeable to the tax. Mean amount chargeable under the ordinance and include any representative of a person who is required to collect or deduct tax under this ordinance. Taxpayer. Next one is the tax treaty. Tax treaty means a federal government may enter into the tax treaty and tax information exchange agreement or a multilateral convention and intergovernment agreements or similar agreement mechanism for the avoidance of double taxation or for the exchange of information for the prevention of fiscal evasion and the avoidance of tax including automatic exchange for information with the respect of tax on the income imposed under the ordinance and any other law for time being in the force under the corresponding law in the force in and dead country. and may be notified by the official gazette. Make such provision may be necessary for the implementation and that said instrument. Next one is the tax year. Tax year mean normal tax year shall be period for the 20 month ending in 30th day of the June and shall be donated by the calendar year in which the said date fall. A commissioner in revenue shall be grant permission only if the person has shown in the compiling need to use special tax year or normal tax year such the condition is deemed fit. Next one is the total income. Total income of a person for a tax year shall be the sum of the person income under each of the head of the income of the year and the person income exempt from the tax under any of the provision of this ordinance. Next one is the turnover. Trust. Trust means the obligation enacted by the ownership of property and arising out of the confidence response in and accept by the owner, declare and accept by the owner for the benefit of the other or the of the other and the owner include unit trust. Next one is the turnover. Turnover means the gross field for the rendering of services for given benefit include commission, expect, convert for a final discharge of tax liability for such tax is separately payable. Next one is the underlying ownership. Underlying ownership is the relation of an entity mean ownership that interest in the entity held directly or indirectly through an interposed entity and entities by an individual or by a person not ultimately owned by an individual. Next one is the unit. Unit mean unit trust. Venture capital company. Venture capital company means unit trust. Unit trust mean any trust under which the benefit interest and divided into units such that the entitlement of the beneficiaries of income or capital or determined by the number of units held. Next one is the venture capital company. These shall be the same meaning as assigned for them under the Non-Banking Finance Company Rule 2003 relevant venture for said the status is under. Venture capital company means a company leased by a commission to invest in venture project through the equity or other investment whether the convertible or into equity or not, and provide managerial or the technical expertise to venture project or act as a management company for a management for the venture capital fund. And the last one is the whistleblower. Whistleblower means who report settlement for aviation income tax leading or deduction or collection of tax fraud, corruption or misconducted to the complete authority having the power of an action against for the person or an income authority committing fraud, corruption involved in concealment, evasion of tax. यहाँ पे हमारा चैप्टर नंबर 4 कंप्लीट हो गया इंशाल्लाह। अब हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में चैप्टर 5 स्टार्ट करेंगे। थैंक यू।